everyone. This is ICO Talk. My name is Yelena, and my guest today is Dmitry Kwon, an advisor of ZENOME, which is a blockchain-based genomic ecosystem. Good afternoon, Dmitry. Thanks for joining us.
Hello to everybody.
Okay, Dmitry, will you please tell us a few words about your project and how does this ecosystem work?
Yes, sure. And from very original beginning, how do you think? What kind of industry is the main data generator for everybody? If you think that it is TV or YouTube or Twitter or even space industry, you will be wrong. The most promising industry for generation of big data is, first of all, genomics. Because in every, even human, there is a few billions of, let's say so, small letters, which code everything about us, everything about life. And in every living creature, there is a genome. The summary of all genes and intergenic information, which is coding something very special. From the very simple things like hair color or maybe some disease-associated things, up to very, very important and complex ones about our potential in some sciences, maybe in some arts or something like that. And as soon as I am originally, like my colleagues too, from genomics industry, basic research and development, and even production and some high-tech and IT solutions for it, we found very soon that the problem of big data analysis, interpretation, mining, storage, and exchange will be the most limiting factor very soon. And as soon as we touched blockchain some time ago, we clearly understood that this technology, this type of the information exchange and sharing, will be first the most reliable due to the smart contract type information sharing, and due to this type of the information coding and sharing, it will be, let's say so, mostly protected, much more than in any secret and strong data center than you can imagine. And from the other side, it will be very safe, and if it's necessary, it will be anonymized. Because, okay, somebody is ready to share something about him. For example, I can share my genome with everybody who needs it. It can be pharmaceutical industry, it can be FMCG industry, it can be some research groups, anybody. But I want to be sure that this information will be first protected, second, used in a proper way in according, for example, populational statistical research. Can you imagine that if you would like to launch some product in some market, you'll have to make some marketing research. For example, if you want to sell clothes, you need to understand, okay, what color and what shape of your clothes will be popular on the market. If you will go to Japan or China, well, the people are pretty small there. And it is genetically based, yes, absolutely. From the other side, if you will go to the Northern Europe, Central Europe, well, or even US, people there are much taller and bigger, and it is genetically based due to different metabolical specific, maybe some disease-associated genes due to obesity, and you will find, after the genetical statistical analysis of the population, what average shape will be there, what average height will be there, what average hair color will be there, which eye color will be there. And you will be able to, let's say so, imagine what lines of your goods will be pretty okay for them. You will not, I suppose, buy a gray dress if you have brown eyes. It will be better, yeah.
I see.
To find the color comparison. From the other side, if you will look not on the standard markets, but on the markets of pharmaceuticals or some additional nutrients, even if it's not the drugs. If you have the population with some fermentative deficiency, it will be probably much bigger market than in the population that you do not have this enzyme deficiency. Very easy to understand example. In the Slavic population, there is a rather big portion of persons, around 30 to 50%, which has the deficiency of the cycle of vitamins B group. As a result, for this population, for example, for Eastern Europe, Russia, and even Asian part of the Russia, the additional vitamins of B group will be more than preferable. From the other side, it is rather useless in the South Asia population because they do not have such mutations and genotypes. So, as a result, any pharmaceutical company which want to estimate the total available market of their nutrients and vitamins can analyze this data and understand what is the potential market. Is it sufficient or not? Will they give a value and will they get the price or not? One more deeper example. There is a monogenic disease, cystic fibrosis, which is pretty stable in all the populations, but the percentage of persons who suffered from this monogenic disease is quite different. For example, in Western Europe, it is about 30 to 35% of mutation carriers. In Slavic population, it is about 35 to 45%. In Asian population, it's not defined yet. But as soon as we get this information, we will be able to understand the percentage of people who carries this mutation that leads not only to cystic fibrosis itself, but also for the different symptoms that can be modulated. You know, there is a very easy example of the even drug, Creon. It is the enzyme therapeutic tablets that helps us with our guts, with our intestines, and the mutation carriers of the cystic fibrosis mutation have to take these pills in a daily manner. Not only when they have a feast, they eat a lot, but also in a daily manner. Every day, one tablet. It's not very expensive, but you have the very different forecast for your tablets. If you have the cystic fibrosis carrier, it is 52 packages of Creon per year. 52 weeks, one package per week, And there is some other gray zone of the market, occasional one. But as soon as you have this mutation carrier percentage per population, you can easily prognose and estimate and forecast your sales volume according to the number of people you potentially reach on this market who will be prescribed with this drug.
So this is a service for businessmen, yes? On the first place.
Mostly this is not the service, but the ecosystem where everybody who has their own genetic data can share it with a very protected manner with other people or institutions or companies who are interested in knowledge of your genetic data. And from one hand, this sharing of genetic data can be paid by interested persons, companies, or institutions. From the other hand, it can be transferred to the researchers or R&D or marketing departments who are interested in. Yes, please.
I just wanted to know if there are already any databases of genomic information now. Do they exist now?
There are rather many. Much of them are private ones, not public ones. And the problem is that the summary and the amount of data is not sufficient enough for the big populational analysis and further marketing events or programs. Because if the data is centralized and it's not using for sharing, it is locked de facto. And the most reason why is it still not sharing, it is because it is, let's say so, very slightly protected. And that's why this blockchain approach will be like another dimension for this complexity of genomic research and applications for the marketing programs, events, manufacturing, and anything else.
Okay, and is ZENOME the first and the only platform of the kind on the market, or there are any similar projects?
It is the very first one. And what is most important for this project, it is a non-profit project. It is the ecosystem, the community that will allow to share in a reciprocal way from people to companies, from companies to people, with the different resources. From one side, it is the information from the data owner. From the other side, it can be funded. It can be money. This platform, this ecosystem, allows directly in a compliant way and in a very protected manner to exchange the already existing information peer-to-peer that can be funded and paid by the interested community. What is the most important in this, let's say, ideology of the project? It is non-profit. It is only the platform. It is not commercial way of grabbing somebody's information or money. It is the project to exchange.
I see.
Nothing else.
Yeah, this is extremely interesting. And have you already started elaborating the platform? Yes, or
yes, already we have the different parts and different components of it, and we're now providing ICO in 27 hours, something like that. That will allow us to start the very big scale marketing company with the from one side the crypto society, from the other side the genomic bioinformatical analysis society, to collaborate in a very hard way to estimate and establish this platform.
Okay, what is the hard cap? What is the soft cap?
Hard cap of pre-ICO or ICO itself?
Both.
The cap of pre-ICO is around $1 million.
Okay.
Hard cap of ICO is $100 million. Hidden cap is it's hidden.
Okay. Isn't it too much? What are the key milestones of the development? What for do you need this huge amount of money?
Oh, let me please explain it in a very easy manner.
Okay.
First, this project is applicable for any creature and any genome of the living creature existing in the world now. It's not only for human. It can be for different agriculture, plants and animals, different viruses, bacteria, plants, etc., etc., etc. If there is a genome owner, okay, it will not be a cow. it will be the agricultural holding, but it will be able to share it with somebody who is, yes, providing some solutions for the agricultural optimization. There are only 8 billion of people in the world, only people. And how many animals, plants, and other creatures do we have? Again, hundreds of billions. From the other hand, at the moment, the data mining and data analysis of any genome of human for the clinical purposes or research purposes is from $500 to $2,000 per each case. So if you will analyze the applicability of this platform for the downsize the costs of the genomic data analysis and potential sharing, and as a result a cost decrease of this process, you will see the cumulative effect for more than 1 billion in the very nearest years. And it will push heavily from one side the genomics industry itself for its data analysis, genomic data mining, data interpretation. From the other hand, the clinical industry, because it will have the effect on the right way of diagnostics, right way on the wellness, fitness, beauty applications, and first of all, the quality of life increase, plus lots of solutions applied for FMCG and production industry. So from one hand, we see the reason and we see the optimization delta and frame that can be used for it. And from this point of view, this 100 million is absolutely nothing, even per 1 year. Not totally, but only for 1 year. From the other hand, we are making the decentralized platform for the users that will share the big data, because the raw data volume of the genome is several terabytes per each person. The pre-analyzed and let's say so primary aligned genome data volume is few gigabytes per one man, per one person. And we have to establish such a system with the productivity that can provide such volumes of data sharing, data transfer, and data analysis, because it's not only a reason for to transfer something to somebody, but to analyze and to give the not only primary but secondary results with a further interpretation. For example, for FMCG, will your marmite will be preferable in this market of FMCG? Will your Creon will be okay for this population? Will you have the applicable total available market for to fight for or not? And for example, the populational screening for cystic fibrosis for only 1,000 persons for to estimate preliminary the available market for the drug costs at least the very minimum $1 million for technical part. I do not speak about legal part. I do not speak about medical part with the further providing of consultation and treatment of the patient. And it is only one example per 1,000 that I have at the moment in the pocket.
Okay.
And as soon as this platform declared and to be non-profit, we need the most funds in advance. And we will absolutely transparent and in a very legal manner declare all the things we're doing and how.
Okay, and then tell us about your tokens. What are the key benefits of your tokens? What are the key benefits of the investors of your ICO?
Tokens. Very interesting thing. This little coins is not only the, let's say so, investment proof, but also the proof of work and involvement in this network. Because every user who is sharing information, giving some resources for the data analysis, data storage, data transfer, etc., 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 is mining tokens inside this ecosystem. And this token is a coin which is a proof of your involvement and your potentially commercial outcome. Because as soon as any interested institution or person needs to buy some genomics data and data analysis power for their needs, they have to buy these tokens and then give these tokens to the people who is sharing their genomes or giving the interpretation, clinical data, etc., etc. It's a way to pay inside this ecosystem.
I see. Okay, will you please tell us a few words about your team? Are you all scientists or IT specialists?
Mostly yes. Mostly yes. We are quite transparent with our LinkedIn profiles and our previous experience in the festival genomics field. Alexei, who is mainly at the moment CEO role there, he is the molecular biologist and PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology. I am the molecular geneticist. Nikolai is bioinformatician and PhD in bioinformatics and math modeling. And a few other persons who are involved in the code creation and clinical application creation. Mostly we are scientists. We are from the genomic field and from the industry itself.
Okay, I see. But still, if you don't get enough money if you don't get the whole sum, what will happen with the project? And how are the investors protected in this case?
Well, first of all, please read our declaration, our white paper. It's precisely described everything there. Second, please follow us with our announcements and our participation of the major conferences and roundtables in the crypto community and genomic community that will begin very soon. At the moment, our team has visited one crypto society event in Poland, and they are in the process of one event, and one is ongoing in UK, in London. And I recommend you strongly not to talk about it on a TV, but please join our Telegram channel when we are personally precisely answering all the questions, including these technical ones. Well, to be honest, I'm not able to explain you the mechanism in the details about the coins protection caps here on a TV, because I will need at least the whiteboard, markers, and 2 hours of time at least.
Okay. Okay, then we don't have 2 hours, unfortunately. To summarize the whole thing, will you please tell me in 1 or 2 sentences, why shall I invest in ZENOME?
ZENOME is the ecosystem which is applicable for every living creature in the world and that has a genome. As soon as the clinical data, FMCG data, and other applicational data for your life quality, health, is now the main info you're interested in, you have to do that. You just simply have no choice. The only choice is the sooner or later. We have genes. Everybody have genes. And we need to use this information for the quality of life improvement. That's all.
That's great. Okay, Dmitry, thank you very much for this interesting interview. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and I remind you that my guest today was Dmitry Kwon, an advisor of ZENOME, which is a blockchain-based genomic ecosystem. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more interesting videos. Bye-bye.